Gate holds a special relevance for the people of Pakistan. The Kashmiri Gate is named so because the road used by the Mughals to travel in from Kashmir leads directly from this gate. Like so many gates of the walled city, Kashmiri Gate was rebuilt by the British in the late 19th century in a colonial style almost identical to the Shiranwala Gate. The Kashmiri Gate's commerce expanded, and today it is one of the most busy, bustling gates of the walled city. So here we are at the Kashmiri Gate, and its name is pretty obvious. This gate opens to Kashmir during the Mughal Empire. And then it was rebuilt in the 19th century by the British, which you can see it's sort of very more simplistic decor with two columns on either side, just very sort of humble British design. The Not Being a Blind School was a very powerful and moving experience for me. Education through the walled city is emphasized, especially with the poor. It also has a focus for those with special needs. And when one of the young boys read to me aloud, running his fingers over the letters of the pages, it was truly a moving and very emotionally touching experience. I felt so proud seeing how they could overcome these challenges and get this education they so craved, despite their difficulties. So statistically inside Pakistan, 1% of the population are blind or deaf. And in all of Pakistan, there are 4 schools for the blind and deaf. And one of those schools is inside the walled city, which is inside Kashmiri Gate. And we're gonna go and see it now. Okay, thank you so much for talking to me today, Abdul. So your name is Abdul?
Hasib.
Abdul Hasib. So nice to meet you. Mera naam Kirsten hai. So tell me about your academic achievements. They're so impressive.
My academic career started from Aziz Jahan Begum Trust Institute for the Blind, which is the best institute in Pakistan. From there, I completed my matriculation in 2nd division. There, I learned computer, mathematics, and general science.
Well done, Abdul. It's so nice to talk to you today. And I'm really impressed with your courage and also your dedication and hard work.
It's all due to my parents and Allah's blessing.
Allah's blessing. So you think it was a blessing that you were blind?
Yes.
Why is it a blessing that you were blind?
Because I think I am blind so that I have learned the importance how to give respect to our parents and how much my parents love me and doing struggle even at this stage. Now it's my turn. I pray to Allah that Allah give me strength to serve my mother, and my father has passed away in last year.
And now you'll be a teacher. And
Yes.
will you help these young boys on a path like you've gone on?
Now I have completed my MS Special Education degree, and this year I couldn't apply for PPSC for Junior Special Education teacher, but next time inshallah I will apply for this.
Inshallah.
Yes.
God bless you. And I think this is fantastic what you've done. Wishing
Yes.
you all the best in the
Thank you
future.
so much.
Thank you for speaking to me. You've been a real inspiration.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Abdul. Apparently inside Kashmiri Gate, this is the gate where most of the essential oils came from under the Mughal Empire. And today there's only one shop left still that has oil. And apparently they get it from mustard seed, and they still use the old mechanism, which is to have a cow pull some kind of a crankshaft, which breaks down the mustard seed and creates an oil. Hellion Kahulu was famous for oil cellars, but in modern times, there is one Kulu where actually a cow, of all things, draws oil from a grinder to extract oil from mustard seeds. The Guru Dwara Ra Das Ji exists in Chunamandi, inside Kashmiri Gate, and it is a sacred house for the Sikh community. Today, the Sikh community takes extremely good care of this building and changed it into a beautiful, dooming white, domed structure, looming up austerely over the crowds, strangely juxtaposing its sublime and serene appearance, surrounded by a bustling, modern commercial market.
Hello, how are you? Look at this. All that glitters is not gold. All who wander are not lost. William Shakespeare. Okay, I'll come back. I promise. Oh, thank you. This is like the best English-speaking Kashmiri. So here we are at the Guru Ram Das, and predominantly most of the Kashmiri Gate, predominantly everything inside of the Kashmiri Gate is very Sikh-orientated. Most of the Havelis belong to... Oh, thank you, very good stuff. Most of the... Shukriya. That was the nicest motorcyclist I've seen ever inside the walled city. Of course, no one else stopped, so it was completely impertinent. Anyway, so Ranjit Singh's family owned the Haveli nearby, and this is where Ram Das became Sheikh, and it is extremely revered as a very holy place for the Sikh community. We're not going to be able to go in, but this is where it is. And the Kashmiri Gate, again, most of the architecture and everything that you see comes from the Sikhs.
If Gates could have a sidekick, well, then this one is it. Yaki Gate is a few hairpin turns away from the famous and prominent Delhi Gate. But this gate's name has a gruesome history behind it.
So the historical significance of Yaki Gate, it really does make me think of that song, Yucky Yucky. But the historical significance of it is right where I'm standing is where the saint was beheaded and murdered right here. He was brutally and gruesomely beheaded. And actually, Yaki's tomb is just inside. And rumor has it his head and his body, dismembered, are buried right there next to each other. Yaki Gate is on the eastern side of the walled city, and it's one of the smaller gates, not as small as the next gate that you'll see in the next episode, which is known as Small Peephole, but it's still one of the smaller gates. And as you can see, there's not much left of it. In fact, there's nothing left of it. But come with me now to see the shrine that has one head and one body. Yaki, our martyred saints.
Pir Zaki Tomb. The most famous tomb within the Gate Zaki, or Yaqui Gate, is the tomb of Pir Zaki Shahid. Because of the tragic way that he died, there are 2 graves for the saint. Not many people in the world have 2 graves. But since Pir Zaki was beheaded, his head and trunk were separately buried at their fallen places inside Yaqui Gate.
I'm just admiring this beautiful building with like the bright green trim on it. But what's more impressive is what's behind me. Because this is Yaqi's tomb. And as I may have mentioned, Yaqui was sainted here, the Sufi saint who, when the Tartaris came down from the north to fight right here in the Indian subcontinent, Yaqui was gruesomely, temperaments are a little bit high right now because it's the very end of the day of fasting, a very hot, long day on a Sunday. And everyone here is about to break their fast because the sun is about to fall. I can actually see the moon in the sky right now. So people are pretty irritable and they love to beep their horns. Beep, beep, beep. Anyway, so buried right here is Yaqi's head. Can I say it before someone honks their horn? Yaqi's head is right here in this tomb, and he was martyred just about where I'm standing when the Tartaris came down from the north, and Yaqui unfortunately lost that battle. There's a gorgeous tree with like dangling branches all over, just hanging over that tomb. Look at these old buildings behind it and this beautiful tree with hanging branches all over. It is really beautiful and it is actually really, really peaceful. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Scared him. Is he scared him? Assalamu alaikum.
What is the name?
Kirsten.
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 What is your name?
आपका नाम है?
Harris.
Hex. मेरा नाम Kirsten है.
Kristen.
Yeah, जी.
Jesus.
अच्छा.
Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus. Do you see my Jesus?
This is my Jesus. No, cross.
No, no. Are you fasting? Are you fasting?
No.
No, I'm trying to fast. Assalamu alaikum. Mashallah.
Kristen.
Kirsten.
Jesus.
It's good.
Jesus.
It's like, is it like Isa? So,
Yeah.
Kirsten is same, like Christ. Yes, my name is like Jesus. That's a good, you're very clever, aren't you? You knew this immediately, didn't you?
Jesus.
Oh, you're Christians. You're Christians.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He can't speak. Okay. No problem. He doesn't speak? No. Oh, that's okay. But can he listen?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can hear me. You just can't talk.
Good. Good. Who's a good?
Where's the sweetie? Is your house here?
That's mine.
Ah, and look at this cat. It says your
That's
cat.
a guy.
Do you like the cat?
Yeah.
Me too. I love that cat.
Yeah.
So cute. Let me ask you a question.
This is a cat.
Yeah, your English is so good. You're a clever boy, aren't you?
हमारे गली में जीसस का गाड़ी है.
Oh. Jesus a gari hai? Oh, there. And have you climbed this tree before? No. It's nice. Yeah. Phobia. Is your house here in the walled city?
Yeah.
Yes. Mama, is your mama? Where's your mama?
No.
No, you don't have mommy?
Mama gone.
Mommy gone? Okay. Allah Hafiz. So if this cat is any indication of how hot it is right now, as I may have mentioned earlier, Yaqui was beheaded in a gruesome battle against the Tartaris. and his head apparently came off, and rumor has it he carried on fighting for minutes and minutes and came all the way over here. Now his body is laid to rest here and his head over there. And it seems as though they set up these exact tombs to go in the exact place where his body fell after his head was dismembered from his body. I'm looking at this beautiful inlay. It's like a rainbow colored granite. Do you see? That's so pretty. And it's all the way through this marble. You can see the rainbow granite. It's so traditional of Pakistan to have beautiful stones, beautiful marble, and you see that decorated in people's homes, in beautiful restaurants, and even in tombs. I mean, that is so pretty.
Nawaz Sharif Hospital. The hospital was constructed in 1997 to 98 in place of a police station, which was needed very much for the medical care of the people nearby. Almost 8,000 to 10,000 patients are treated in this hospital.
Controversy you may hear about Nawaz Sharif and all of his corruption, alleged corruption cases. Something really great's happening in the name of Nawaz Sharif. Here in the walled city, the Nawaz Sharif Hospital, they see about 8,000 to 10,000 patients on a daily basis, which is pretty spectacular. Hamza Shahbaz Sharif had this erected in the name of his relative Nawaz Sharif here along the walled city because there was no other hospital in this vicinity that could look after the patients or the sick people in this area. And also in this vicinity, there used to be nomads that lived and clustered just outside of this hospital. And they ran a laundry service. So with Kamran Lashari's cleanup campaign, those nomads seem to have moved on to greener pastures. Thank you so much for meeting me again.
Absolutely a pleasure.
Yeah, so we're now, wow, it's been a long journey. We're not done yet, are we?
Yeah, we're still a long way to go.
Yeah. So it's Gate 9, the Kashmiri Gate. And I think this is really significant because the Kashmiri Gate was it faces Kashmir, and it was how the Mughals would make their journey to Kashmir. So it's very special, isn't it, to Pakistan?
Yeah, that's how it derives its name, because it faces Kashmir. And secondly, a lot of Kashmiris, the migrants from Kashmir, came and settled here. So many families from Kashmir were inhabitants of this place over centuries. And so it took that name. But as we already spoke,
and they're still here, Kashmir.
Yeah, they're here.
They're fighting, and you're fighting for them.
That's right.
We all are.
Absolutely. So they're part of our society and nationhood. What happened is that this particular gate was torn down or
burned down.
Burnt down.
Was it burned down?
No, it was
torn down.
Torn off.
It's hard to remember.
Brought
the
down
British are always tearing down the gates.
The Shalimi one was
burned. You're right.
down, but this one were the Britishers who, in their own strategy of defense, they had demolished some gates. Out of the 12 gates, 6 of them were pulled down, and so was the Kashmiri Gate. So, but later they rebuilt it, and this one in particular has that British or colonial
that
style
sort of colonial.
Yeah, so it has those arches, and which doesn't typify the other architectural designs of the other gates.
It's a striking difference.
Yeah,
you know the British have been there.
That's right. So, and inside the Kashmir Gate, there's a Kashmiri Bazaar, and it's mostly a commercial area. So we don't see too many residential quarters there, but of course it is all intermixed. And as you go inside, you will see a lot of businesses going on and a lot of small-time shopkeepers.
Every gate has some cherry that surprises me, and it's going to just bleed together eventually. One market, one bazaar after another. That has not been the case. And I think for this one, it was the blind school that really touched me. And again, it's another remark of some of the work you've put into the walled city. My hat's off to you, and to all the effort that's made by the local Lahoris, particularly in the walled city, not the richest people, but the most generous. And what they do for blind people or the street kids, it really is very heartwarming. I mean, I feel emotional talking about it right now, but I went into that blind school, and the tenderness that you see, and the people running the school were blind, not to be underestimated. They're not treated like handicapped people, because the man that I met had his master's in IR. Young boys were reading, I didn't see, but were reading Braille. I've never had anyone read Braille to me, and it's really beautiful. My whole life I've been working in various fields and traveling the world. And here in Pakistan, I have found this incredible sense of community.
I think overall in Pakistan, one of the things that we can feel proud about is that sense of charity, and helping out. But here in walled city, I tell you, the sense of brotherhood and community is so binding and so strong that it's amazing. You won't see any young girl being, harassed there.
No, I have to say, I've told my father, I will never get heckled. Like in New York City, you get catcalled.
Right.
I mean, daily. It would never happen. And then the last thing on the Kashmiri Gate, because there's a lot of sort of portentousness, looking at the future and astrology and astronomy and things like this, which I think is it's beautiful. Every religion has this mystical side. And in looking at Kashmir and the Kashmiri Gate that faces Kashmir as we speak, what do you see for the future?
Future of
Kashmir and the Sikhs and all of this.
I see. You see, that of course remain one of the issues on the basis of which peace is still a far cry, and there's so much of tension and uncertainty in the subcontinent. And it's basically because when the British left, this one state, Maharaja state of Kashmir, wasn't settled, and it remained unsettled. And despite the fact that the Muslim majority areas had to side with Pakistan, the Maharaja, who was a Hindu, went towards the Indian side, and then we see how it escalated into an issue.
Anyway, well, thank you on what has been another wonderful journey, particularly Kashmiri Gate. And so I look forward to the next gate, Gate 10.
Sure. And the
adventure carries on. Thank you so much.
Okay, wonderful to see you.
Thank you, Cameron. Thank you.
As with so many of the gates, the Kashmiri Gate is full of many variable things. And walking out of this gate, facing Kashmir myself, walking towards it, I imagine the path for the future of Kashmir, loved by so many Pakistans. May it be great. Yaqui Gate is unique in that it is almost an addendum to Delhi Gate and is venerating one saint, Pir Zaki Shahid. Don't you think, because it occurs to me that Yaqui Gate is an allegory for Pakistan, a metaphor reminding us of the tenacity of the people of Pakistan, a country that is a warrior